thought she was Sumiza, but she wasn't.
Nellie is my daughter's name. So it's a little special.
Who wants to tell
Yeah, we would like to.
1 minute story?
Yeah, we would like to come up. We promise we're not gonna, kick you out. You're gonna have a. Think of it like this. I want to tell a story
Joan,
about
way to
Nellie.
go.
So I'm going to tell, how I got her, why she was complicated, and why she left us. Okay, so we want to hear like your idea for a story. You're learning to fly. This is your chance to think about it, and I think you probably have been. You're like, oh gosh, I had that story about Uncle Jim. Okay, so that's what we're doing.
Or you can also just have a sentence.
Yeah,
Just say a
yeah.
sentence.
Even if it's the opening
10
line.
words.
Do we have anybody who'd like to come up for the Teresa? Yay! We're going to celebrate this person a lot. Also wondering if there's anybody else. You might be drawing your eyes from Nellie, but maybe you're thinking about your story. We're great. If that's it, then we're good. Everyone else? Yay! Even if you've told the story before, you might have a learning to fly idea. Good?
Anyone else? Okay.
Yay! Awesome. Okay, so you're going to introduce yourself, and then you're going to tell your story, and we're all going to lose our fucking minds. Okay? Thank you. Awesome. Yay!
1 minute. Oh my God, you're so dead.
I like her.
Hello, everyone. I'm Jessie Mogg. So, my family, we go on a lot of road trips. And in the summer of 2021, my oldest kid was newly out as non-binary. We decided to take a road trip all the way to Seattle and see all these different national parks. And we borrowed the one of those trailer campers, right? The pop-up campers from my neighbors. So we were figuring out how to drive and most importantly, park the pop-up camper and drove across the country. We made it to Seattle. We visited my family in Seattle and we're on our way back. We had stopped, spent a beautiful day in Idaho, beautiful lake. We were heading toward Glacier, and this is how it works when we go on road trips. It's like, okay, next stop. All right, I'm the navigator, and I'm gonna find where we're camping. All right, I got a state park picked out. See, I told you I was gonna go over. And it's filled up. And we're like, of course it's filled up. It's like almost the weekend and we're right outside Glacier. We're just trying to get close enough to Glacier so the next day we can get into Glacier. Okay, no problem, whatever. I go on my phone and I'm looking and I find this place and it says, oh, the sanctuary. Sounds beautiful. I should have known something was wrong when I booked this sanctuary that promised beautiful camping and views. And everything was written in all caps. Bad idea. So we start driving up to where we've already paid for a campsite for the night because we were freaking out that we weren't going to find one. And we're driving on this one lane, like that we cannot even turn our minivan around and our pop-up camper around on because it's a one-lane dirt road through this prairie. And as we're coming around a turn, we see the Biden is a criminal sign. And we're like, oh God, my oldest is in the back of the van and they're like, I'm gonna die, I'm gonna die, I'm gonna die. And we're like, okay, we're gonna figure this out. We keep driving, turning all these roads, and then finally we come up to these two good old boys and a kid outside some kind of, maybe a campsite. And they're like, oh, hey. I'm like, yeah, I booked a campsite. Oh, yeah, yours is gonna be the best one. Just follow me. And he walks our car over. We follow him back to, there's like a shack. I think it's a house. And there's like big gun flag and a Trump flag and one of those flags with the snakes on it, right? And my oldest is in the back, I'm gonna die, I'm gonna die. And so he's directing us to try to turn our camper into this site. And like, there's just crap everywhere. And we're like, how are we gonna back this camper up? My husband's doing his best to back us into this site. And at some point, like, we cannot make this turn. And I'm like, okay, I gotta get out of the car. And I get out of I'm like, what the hell am I doing? I'm going to die. And I get out of the car and he gets it just right. And I'm like standing on literally a pile of garbage as he's saying, this is the best site here. We're like, all right, great. And I open up the door, I get back in the car, and I'm like, just drive.
That was Jessie. You were navigating a shit ton. So thank you so much. You're so brave. We're so glad you're here. Here we go with our next storyteller.
My apologies to my people who have heard this story before. I took my mom to the doctor's office. The nurse said, "Oh, Frances, you brought your favorite daughter with you." And she said, "No, she had to work. I brought this one."
Hello, I'm Archie. I can't stand my fucking sister right now. She's getting her 4th divorce to her husband who's dying, which is kind of horrible. She racked up $300,000 worth of debt that my dad had to pay off. And she also told my dad that she has no family because my mom and I are horrible people that she can't relate to. And then my dad said to me, you know, your sister doesn't really have anywhere to live. She might have to live with you. And I said, you're fucking out of your mind. This bitch is crazy, she's bipolar, and she's unmedicated. I cannot do that. And my dad said, nothing in this world has made me sadder than that. And I said, fucking dad, I will let her move in. Thank you.
My name's Maria Costas. I'm in 6th grade at Robert Emmett School, and Mr. Luby, my English teacher, is my favorite teacher, but I don't have my homework ready for him. So I go into science class and I start writing my English paper, and Mrs. Moran hits me on the side of the head and calls me a bold child. So next class was social studies, and I went in there, and Mrs. Eisenberg taught me the words audacity and deplorable, because that's what she said. The audacity of you to do your English homework in social studies class. Well, then it was recess, and I spent all of recess trying to do my English homework so I could hand it in to Mr. Luby. And the bell rang, and I was late for the next class, art class, and I'm running up the stairs, There's no elevator, it's 3 floors. And Mrs. Fats, the arts teacher, is waiting for me, and she's like, you're late. And I lied. I said, oh my God, I had like a bronchial attack, and I had to stop, and I couldn't make it up to the top of the stairs. And she said, child, can't you fly up the stairs? And just like that, Mrs. Fats became my new favorite teacher.
Hey, thank you so much. Oh my God, those were such fun stories. Thank you, thank you. We'll see you May 21st is the next one. And please, if you want to tell a story, louderthanamom@gmail.com. Follow us on Instagram, Facebook. We don't do Twitter. Anything else? We don't do Bluebird Sky.
Do Blue Sky.
Blue sky.
Blue Sky, yeah, I know, we will, yeah. Anyway, thank you so much for coming out. Thank you for sharing your stories.
Way to go, Jesse. You're a natural.